Welcome back to Creepy Crawler's Garage and another daily update. And last night, we dodged a big bullet when it comes to Hurricane Laura, and we were actually able to get back to work here in the garage today. But our thoughts go out to everybody down there in Southwest Louisiana. We hope the best for you guys. But let's go ahead and head into the garage and see what we got done. Don't go anywhere. So I wanted to start with an update on the dash we were building for the TRXZ project. And basically what I did was I went through and just kind of weathered it up a little bit more along where the welds are, where we added on the sections, where make it look like we actually added those sections to the dash. So I just kind of weathered those up just a little bit more, just to give it a little bit more weathering. And this is going to be inside the body, behind some shielding. So I want to make sure it was very weathered because you're only going to get glimpses of it. So as you get a glimpse, I want to make sure that it gives that feel of being a weathered, homemade kind of dash. And the other thing I was able to get done, I actually drilled the back side of it. So now I was able to get an LED in it. I know there's kind of a lot of light going on here, but I think you can see now the dash is starting to light up. I'll actually block off the light on the back side, which will make this glow a little bit more. But I think that's gonna look pretty good, especially when it's dark. Let me see if I can block some of the lighting. We'll have the dash glowing blue, and then I'm also going to try putting in the LEDs we were talking about in these chambers to try to get these translucent bars here glowing. Also, these supports that we put in. I have not done that yet. I'm a little hesitant. I'm afraid of drilling into this and kind of destroying it all. So I'm still weighing some options on the best way to go about that. But I did get the backside of the dash itself drilled. So now I've got a blue, and it's actually a blue LED. Let me see if I can pull it out. You can see it's a blue LED itself. I think I'm going to try maybe putting a white LED in there also, which might glow brighter. Because this is actually blue already. I don't know, we'll see which one looks better, but for now I was just trying it with a blue LED. Let me know what you think so far on the dash, and especially with the weathering. Let me know down below. And I got two great comments in the last daily update about the gun turret we're building and mounting over on the passenger side of the interior. The first one being that we ought to turn the turret into a barrel. So basically that backbone we had built out of some PVC pipe that's holding the gun up kind of resembles a barrel, so turn it into a barrel like it was sourced out in the world, cut up and used as the turret mount. And I think this is starting to look like a barrel, but we'll take a closer look at that in just a second because I want to talk about the second comment I also got about the computer monitor that will be used for the gun turret itself. So originally I talked about maybe mounting this on an arm and it could swing over here to the gunner so they would have this monitor to look at. And so the comment I got was using clear acrylic that's painted, and then you kind of scratch a reticle into it, and that, so when you light it with an LED, it basically glows like a futuristic looking sight or gun reticle for the turret over here. And I thought that's a great idea, but the only thing is I don't think I'm going to use it for the turret. I think I'm going to use it for our GPS system, and I'll use this monitor. Basically, I'll just mount it up here to our barrel we're building. Just a few little computer electronic components mounted to it also to make it look like it's in place. But I think I'm going to use that clear acrylic idea right here on the computer, and here's why. One, because I think it's a great idea, and I want it to be able to be seen. So the way the windows line up on the body, back here where the gunner's going to be, you're not going to really see. You'll be able to see the gunner through the front window, but you really won't be able to see him through the side window because we have those side missile launchers that are going to open right there. So you won't really be able to see it. So I think I'm just going to use this more simple monitor right here just to give that idea that they have a monitor they're using for aiming. And I'm going to do the clear acrylic, more futuristic looking idea here on the GPS system. And plus, what I can do is hollow out the backside of. I'll have to pull this up, hollow up the backside, put LEDs in there, just little small holes right here where the acrylic mounts in, and then that'll glow that acrylic, and I can use paint or whatever. I can also just maybe print an overlay that'll make that glow and look like our GPS system, so we can have some topographical or some landscape kind of imagery on there, and it'll be glowing. And I think that'll look really good as you look through this side window. So the point being is I'm going to use that idea, not with the turret, but actually with our GPS system. So I think that's a great idea. And I just thank you so much for the comment down below. Now, also, as you can see, we got the comment about turning the, let me set it right here, turning the gun turret into a barrel, which is what I've started doing. So basically, if you remember right, this was this round PVC that I cut the inside out of here, which we got to leave that open here where my finger's at, because we're going to have a seat here and somebody sitting in it, and I might need the leg room. So I want to make sure we have the leg room needed if needed right there. So I'm leaving that open. So what I'm going to try to make it look like is that a barrel has been cut up to purpose for this gun, to hold the gun turret, to hold the electronics, the computer system, and the video monitor that's going to go here for the aiming system, I guess you could say, or for the targeting system, we'll call it. But what I did, it was real simple the way we did this. Let me see if I can pull it up closer and get it in focus. Come on, come in focus. Let's see. There we go. I think that's in focus. So all I did was take some raw PLA and wrap it around here like this to make these ridges. I glued it to it, and then I used some filler just to kind of smooth it out. And then now I've started the weathering process to kind of weather it up to make it look like a used barrel. I'll end up putting some scratches in it and things like that. I might even put maybe like part of a label that's right there that's been kind of cut through and is left behind, something to that effect, like maybe one of those triangle labels, the hazardous cargo kind of label or something, something to that effect. Maybe put it on one of the legs, something that's actually visible. So you can see that from outside the truck. But anyways, let me know how you think that looks, and if you think that's a good idea, and if it's actually starting to look like a barrel, one. And two is I think that's going to be a really cool idea to have a sourced barrel that will have a bunch of electronics on it. So again, high tech and low tech mixing in one source there. I think it's going to give a really cool look. But let me know what you think down below. Also wanted to give a quick update on the Ripsaw project. So I know we were saying we're going to finish up the TRX-Z project, which I am this week, probably this weekend. I had a little delay with the hurricane out in the Gulf, but I think I can get it finished up this weekend, or at least really close. But I want to also just go ahead and start working on the Ripsaw project, which I have. And basically, so far I've just been started adding some of the body armor to it. So basically added some of the armor back here to the back window and up front. And then also what I did is I started printing out the saw blades we're going to use. It's going to go basically down the middle here. Now what I did is I went and looked up, or I Googled lumber yards, and I found what the largest saw blade that's used in these big industrial lumber yards. And what I found, the biggest I found, then it might be bigger, but the biggest I found quickly was a 52-inch saw blade. So what I did is I scaled down a 52-inch saw blade to 10th scale. So basically, this is a 5.2-inch saw blade. So this is what we're going to use to start the Mohawk. And now what I'll do is I'll cut this in half. And then I think I'm going to have it sitting, imagine it cut in half, and I'm going to have it sitting right here on the corner of the front window and probably the corner of the back window, and I'll shape it to fit in. I'll cut this in half and then cut a shape into it like the window so that it sits right here and right here. And then maybe we'll put some smaller blades, and we're going to have some big spikes, and then the same thing down the hood and the same thing down the trunk. But anyways, I just wanted to show you that this is kind of the start. Obviously, it's still just out of black PLA. So we'll paint this up. We're going to weather it. I want these to be extremely rusty, like they're old, huge saw blades that, whoever has this car, these outsiders came across an old industrial style lumber mill, stole the saw blades out of them, cut them up, welded them to their car as some to be like armor. And then I'm trying to think too, because I want to do spikes in between them, but I'm wondering if there's something better that would come out of a lumber yard or out of an industrial factory or something. I'm trying to think. If y'all have any ideas, I think spikes would work. But if there's another industrial type tool like this that we could use instead of spikes that you can think of, let me know down in the comments. I've been trying to think about that. What would be like a spike that's like an industrial size tool like these big saw blades? And basically we're going to just do them down at Mohawk down the middle of the body. And then we're going to also build a bunch of other melee type weapons down the side, the front. I think I'm going to do spotlights on it, and I'm going to do them red spotlights so it has like red eyes and red lights. Like the outsiders, all their lights are going to be red. But anyways, I just wanted to give a quick update on the ripsaw and kind of how we're moving forward, or at least what my thoughts about moving forward with it. Let me know what you think down below. I know we had some great ideas for melee weapons. I'm definitely going to be putting saw blades and things on the wheels, or spikes on the wheels, things like that. If you have any other ideas, of course, let me know down below. And let me know what you think about these big saw blades as basically as a mohawk down the center of the car. Thank you for joining me for another daily update here in the Creepy Crawler's Garage. And I just want to say a big thank you for all the prayers and all the well wishes that you guys sent on Wednesday about the hurricane when it was coming this direction. That I can't tell you how much that warmed my heart and how good that makes me feel. It's one thing, all the support on the series and the things that we do in the garage, but all the support for me personally and for the studio and all of us here personally, that's even bigger. I can't express how much I just appreciate all those thoughts you guys sent this way and how much y'all were concerned about our safety. I really do appreciate it. Of course, I appreciate all the support that we're doing here in the shop also. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Leave me those comments down below about what you think we should do with the turret and with the ripsaw project. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with these builds, and just thank you guys. I really do appreciate all that warmth that was sent this way. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.